Raj sir. The next question comes from Neha Sharma. She asked to elaborate on, is there no apparent trigger for depression? Can it be related to hormonal changes and how to go about it?
So there is a way to classify depression. It can be classified as what we call as reactive depression and endogenous depression. So reactive depression is a kind of depression that arises secondary to some stressor or stressful life event. So there is someone close dies in the family, and then a person can get depressed over a period of time. So that is an example of reactive depression, which is because of a trigger. The other form of depression, which is endogenous depression, it can occur without any trigger. So like I have mentioned, that depression is a medical illness. It is caused by certain neurological, biological, chemical changes in our brain, and these changes can occur without any apparent trigger. So, like Purnima ma'am has equated depression with diabetes, heart disease, and hypertension, which can occur. Diabetes can occur even with if you don't, eat sugar. Similarly, even if there is no apparent cause of depression, it can occur because it's a medical illness. Why these neurobiological changes occur without a reason, we don't know that. But a lot of people who suffer from depression, there is no apparent cause of depression. They come to us and say, ki, everything is fine, yet I feel depressed. So this is what we call as endogenous form of depression. And I think you have asked the question about how to go about it. So the treatment of depression, it's more or less the same. You can divide it into three separate categories. First is lifestyle changes or behavioral changes, which includes exercising, meditation, engaging in different various activities. The second aspect is counseling. So in counseling, if there is a reactive depression, you can focus on the trigger. Here you have to focus more on the thoughts, emotions, and feelings in the counseling bit. And the third and most important part is medication, which needs to be taken. And it's more important in people who have endogenous depression because somehow they respond better to medications. So I hope this answers your question, Neha.
The next question is from Simran. डिप्रेशन हम खुद के लिए खुद ही क्रिएट करते हैं या फिर वो दूसरों की एक्शंस का रिएक्शन होता है?
I think, partly the answer lies in what Dr. Ankita said a little while ago, and what Dr. Purnima said as well. Sometimes, you might find yourself in a situation that is so stressful that it can trigger an episode of depression. As has been mentioned, depression is essentially a medical condition. If depression were to be caused by what you do or what others do, then everyone would end up getting depressed. So I suppose the short answer is no. It's not about what you might have done or what somebody might have done to you. If you do something and that results in a negative or stressful consequence, or if someone does something that results in a negative or stressful consequence to you, then that can generate sadness, which could be appropriate in that situation. But it need not progress to depression. If, say, for example, if you're perhaps genetically at risk of getting depressed, then such a stress can actually set off an episode of depression. But you can't really say that it was because of that that I have become so seriously depressed. It can cause sadness, which is normal. We are human beings. When bad things happen, we feel stressed, we can get anxious, we can feel sad. But that does not necessarily lead to the medical condition of major depression.
I would like to say a few words here again to compare this situation with blood sugar levels. Just like blood sugar rises even after we have a meal. सो जस्ट लाइक ब्लड शुगर खाना खाने के तुरंत बाद थोड़ी देर के लिए बढ़ जाती है और फिर ब्लड शुगर हमेशा ही बढ़ी हुई रही, खाली पेट भी बढ़ी हुई रहती है जब ब्लड शुगर, और एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल से ज्यादा रहती है तब उसको हम डायबिटीज बोलते हैं. सो सिमिलरली स्टेट डिस्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर एंड डिजीज, वी कैन लुक एट डिप्रेशन लाइक दैट कि खाना खाने के बाद ब्लड शुगर थोड़ी देर के लिए ज्यादा रहती है. सो दैट इज सैडनेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ डिप्रेशन, कि थोड़ी देर के लिए बुरा लगना, सैड फील करना, और वो फिर किसी से बातें करके वो चला जाता है. बट डिप्रेशन, डायबिटीज नीड्स मेडिसिन, समटाइम्स इट नीड्स इंसुलिन. Similarly, depression can reach that state where it needs medicine. So understanding this difference is important in the case of emotional and mental health. And when it is persistently there, that is when you need to access help. Understanding that is really very important. So feeling sad and feeling depressed, as both our speakers have pointed it out in their talks, sadness and depression, being able to differentiate that, and best is to access help whenever you are in doubt.
So, so I suppose the question was, ki, if I do something or if somebody else does something, and can that cause depression? So there is another aspect to it, is that if you are actually already depressed, if you are suffering from depression, one way to find that out is that you might, when you are in a depressed mood, that influences our thoughts in a negative way. And that, I think Dr. Ankita was talking in terms of counseling and therapy. So when you are feeling depressed, you start thinking negatively about different things. So whatever you do, you might think as though I've done something wrong. You might feel guilty. You might start blaming yourself. Whatever somebody else does, you might think that they have done that specifically to cause me trouble, or they are thinking badly about me. So when you are in a depressed state, as in terms of the context of the condition depression, you can tend to think negatively about everything. And that is a marker. हर बार मैं जब कुछ करता हूँ या कोई मुझे कुछ बात करता है, मुझे लगता है कि मैंने कुछ बहुत बुरा किया है और मुझे हमेशा उदास उदास लगा रहता है. That is an indication that you might need help. You need to go and help therapy or see a psychiatrist.
The next question is from Rasika. What is the difference in the mental state or mindset of a person who has suicidal thoughts versus a person who actually acts on it?
That's, I suppose, in a way, it's an important question. I think I was alluding to that sometimes a person out of impulsivity or the tendency for impulsivity might get suicidal thoughts for every little thing. But that need not be so all the time. I suppose, to put it simply, what we are talking about here is a spectrum. It can start with just the thoughts of hopelessness, कि मेरा कोई भविष्य नहीं है, मेरा आगे कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. I cannot see a light at the end of the tunnel. But a person can stay there. If it gets more severe, then the person might start thinking, ke, I wish I could go to sleep and never wake up again. Or the person might think that while I am driving, somebody might dash me and things like that. So person might have these, what we describe as passive thoughts of dying or death. If it gets more severe, then the person starts actually having suicidal thoughts. I wish that I could do something to end it all. But what stops them are what we describe as protective factors. They might still have the capacity to care for what the near and dear ones might feel, how people that might care for them might get affected. When it gets more severe than that, then the person starts losing the capacity to care for these things as well. And the distress level gets so severe. The sense of entrapment gets so strong that the only way that the person sees, only way out that the person sees is by ending it all. So all of it essentially is in a spectrum of severity as such. The bottom line is that if you witness somebody experiencing these kinds of thoughts, or if you are experiencing any of these kinds of thoughts, it should not be taken lightly, and you should seek help.
Thank you, Tejrat sir. So the next question comes from Vishaka. She asked us, does overthinking leads to depression? And I would also like to add my question to this कि दूसरे का डिप्रेशन देख के क्या हमको डिप्रेशन आ सकता है?
First of all, if I'd answer the question if overthinking leads to depression, whether overthinking leads to depression. No, it does not. Overthinking can be one of the symptoms of depression. So, person who has depression, they have this tendency to think about the same thing, usually a negative thing, over and over again, and it's like a loop. So a person might be overthinking because that person is depressed, and overthinking does not lead to depression. Overthinking can occur if someone has a personality, has an anxious personality, and or who has a tendency to overthink, but it does not lead to clinical depression. Akshita, what was your second question?
मैम कि हमें दूसरे का डिप्रेशन देख के क्या हमें भी डिप्रेशन आ सकता है?
सो अगर आपने किसी दूसरे का डायबिटीज देखा या हाइपरटेंशन देखा, तो आपको डायबिटीज या हाइपरटेंशन हो सकता है? नहीं, नहीं. सिमिलरली दूसरे का डिप्रेशन देख के आपको डिप्रेशन नहीं होगा. यू माइट फील सैड, यू माइट फील वरीड अबाउट द पर्सन, बट you will not get depressed because of that. Okay, definitely आप किसी कोई sad movie देखोगे, you will feel sad for a while. Or if you listen to a sad song, you emotional response, right? आसपास कोई depressed हो तो. So I hope this answers your question, Akshita.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
The next question is from Rishabh. Do most people with depression attempt to commit suicide?
It sounds like quite a scary thought, doesn't it? अगर मुझे डिप्रेशन हो जाएगा तो मुझे ऐसे विचार दिमाग में आएंगे. A lot of people with depression will get suicidal thoughts. I think if we want to talk about numbers, up to 10% of people with a major depressive disorder end up successfully committing suicide. And if you look at suicide attempts, they are several folds more than actual successful suicides. They are, I think, more than 4 times. I think even that might be a conservative number. So I suppose, in short, getting suicidal thoughts and the sense of worthlessness and hopelessness, these are some of the characteristic features of depression. Jaise if you are comparing to diabetes, high blood sugar and sometimes sudden episodes of low blood sugar are symptoms of diabetes. So getting suicidal thoughts is also a symptom of depression. And but that does not mean that all people who are depressed get suicidal thoughts. A lot of people do, but not. I mean, if you say most, if that means 95%, 90%, I think the proportion might be a bit lesser than that. But a lot of people will get suicidal thoughts.
Thank you, Tejrat sir. So the next question comes from Neha Sharma again. She asks, can you tell something about relapse of depression?
So if you look at the numbers, depression is definitely a disease which has a tendency to relapse. So if there is a person is suffering from one episode of depression, the chances of him or her getting another episode in their lifetime is as much as 50%. And if there are two or more than two episodes of depression, then definitely it increases to as much as 80%. Having said that, it is dependent on a lot of other factors as well, such as the help that you are taking. If you are taking the medication, you are compliant with medication, then the chances of relapse reduces significantly. If if there is a significant stressor in your life and it is ongoing, then definitely the chances of relapse increases. So it's a combination of a lot of factors, but yes, depression is a relapsing disorder, and a person who has one episode of depression, then the chances of them suffering from depression is much more than of someone who does have never experienced depression. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to add a little bit over here as an analogy. I love to compare depression with diabetes and blood pressure and many other, popular diseases in the society, which people are even proud of. People are sometimes proud of, अरे नहीं नहीं मुझे sugar है मैं तो ये नहीं खाऊंगा and all. So I like to compare depression with diabetes because diabetics are very open about their disease and they talk about it. शादियों में जाते हैं तो मिठाई खाते, अरे अरे एक ही देना मुझे तो शुगर है and all. So I feel that a society will mature when we start talking about depression that easily, as easily as we talk about diabetes. And that's why I love to compare depression with diabetes. So now again, that's why I would love to compare this with diabetes. So some diabetics get controlled very well with just exercise routine. So some people who have depression can get controlled just by lifestyle changes. But some but however, they will have to keep a watch on their blood sugar all the time. कि कहीं मेरा डायबिटीज बढ़ तो नहीं गया, कहीं बढ़ तो नहीं गया. They will do yoga and everything and they'll keep a watch on their blood sugar and they will get controlled. So similarly, some depressive people are going to be like that. Some diabetics need much more blood sugar monitoring. They need one tablet. Some diabetics are more severe. They need 2-3 tablets. Some diabetics are so severe that they need insulin. And some diabetics are so severe that they can go in a coma and get admitted. So I would love to compare this with diabetes once again, and let us see depression in this same spectrum. It's a medical disorder. It's a medical disease, and therefore some depression patients have mild depression and they get controlled with minor lifestyle changes and counseling and all. Some need more, like one tablet for diabetes, so they need some more attention medically. Some need much more attention, and some can go in an emergency like diabetic coma. They can have these suicidal thoughts and they might want to end their life. So let us compare this depression with diabetes and find out how it can be managed with more common sense than all this emotional stigma around depression. I know people whose parents tell them कि नहीं दवाई मत खाना, फिर तुम्हें आदत लग जाएगी. So diabetics are not told like that. So why can't we start looking at depression just like we look at diabetes? And just as in diabetes we get diabetic ketoacidosis, diabetic coma, similarly in depression we get this situation where the person feels this whole urge of ending their life. So just like diabetic ketoacidosis is an emergency, the suicidal ideation is a medical emergency. And if the society learns to look at both the things with the same common sense approach, then we would have matured as a society. Now, a diabetic patient understands his own diabetes. The neighbors feel कि अरे क्या हर बार sugar करता रहता है. So similarly with depression, we see the same attitude in society. Some people are unable to understand depression. They feel ये क्या, they do not know the difference between sadness and depression. So they feel कि ये क्या हर बार ऐसे बोलते रहता है and what is all this. मैं तो देखो मेरे साथ तो क्या क्या हुआ है, मगर मुझे आज तक डिप्रेशन मुझे नहीं समझता ये क्या है. So कुछ लोग बहुत मीठा खाते हैं मगर उनकी शुगर नहीं बढ़ती, और कुछ लोगों की बिना कुछ खाए शुगर बढ़ती है. So it is as biological as that. So some people are mild diabetics, तो थोड़ा सा मीठा खाने से थोड़ी सी शुगर बढ़ती है. So similarly depression can be mild. So I love to explain depression in the context of diabetes because diabetes is so socially accepted कि हाँ होता है भाई डायबिटीज, मगर डिप्रेशन सम पीपल स्टिल फील कि ये ऐसे मन की बातें हैं. सुइसाइड किया मतलब कॉवर्डिस था, So suicide I would like to compare with diabetic coma. तो डायबिटिक कोमा में जैसे चीजें होती है और वो पेशेंट अनकॉन्शियस हो जाता है, आईसीयू में एडमिट हो जाता है. सो सिमिलरली द होल सुसाइड थिंग इज लाइक एन इमरजेंसी in a depressed person, severely depressed person. So unless we understand that depression is a medical problem, we will keep on having people in society who are judging the depressed person. Just like diabetes से जान चली जा सकती है, similarly depression से जान चली जा सकती है. Diabetes अंदर से होता है, वैसे ही depression भी अंदर से ही हो रहा है. So I really like to explain depression in the context of diabetes, so or heart disease or hypertension for that matter. So it's a biological entity in many of the patients of depression. Reactive depression, endogenous depression, किसी चीज से थोड़ी देर के लिए डिप्रेस्ड लगना, सैड फील होना, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. तो मीठा खाने से आधे घंटे के लिए सबकी शुगर बढ़ती है, मगर 2 घंटे में वो कम हो जाती है, बिकॉज द बॉडी इज केपेबल ऑफ प्रोसेसिंग दैट शुगर. So similarly, in a depressed person, the things happening to that person are being processed differently, and society will have to learn this empathy to respect the whole process going on in that person's brain and to accept that as a biological entity. It is not कि मन का वहम है, ये बहुत वीक था इसलिए उसने सुसाइड कर लिया. It's not like that. It's a biological thing happening in that person's brain, that pressure to do it, and therefore it's like diabetic coma. Wanting to commit suicide is like a person in a diabetic coma. That person needs much more attention. It's a biological thing.